Good day and welcome to my channel once more. Today we are looking at compound time signature. When we treated simple time signature, I told you that a time signature is a group of two notes, one written above the other at the beginning of a piece of music, which dictates the rhythm and beat pattern of the piece of music. Now, I also told you that the figure at the top of the time signature refers to the number of beats you have in a bar, while the lower figure refers to the type of note that takes the value of one beat. Now, apart from that, I also told you that for you to know what note the lower figure is referring to or is assigned to, we need to look at each note as a fraction of the semibrief. Then you get that from the reading tree. And from the reading tree, we can see that there are two meanings in a semibrief. So that means 2 refers to meaning. 4 refers to crochet because there are 4 crochets in a semibrief. If the lower figure is 4, it means we are referring to crochet. Then we also have 8, which refers to quiver because there are 8 quivers in a semibrief. So if the lower figure is 8, it means we are referring to a quiver. Then there are 16 semiquavers in a semibrief. If the bottom figure is 16, it means the note that takes 1 beat is a semiquaver. Now let's go to compound time. In compound time, the beats are usually dotted notes. The beats are usually dotted notes, or they are groups of 3 notes. Now, it's either you have the notes as dotted notes or groups of 3 notes. So from what we have here, we have a dotted meaning, we have a dotted crochet, and a dotted quiver. Now, any note that is dotted becomes 1.5 its original value. Let's look at this. A meaning is equal to what? 2 crochets. And half of a meaning is equal to a crochet. So a dotted meaning becomes 2 crochets plus 1 crochet. That gives us 3 crochets. Now let's look at a crochet, for instance. A crochet ordinarily is equal to 2 quivers. So if I now have a dotted crochet, it means 1 crochet plus half its value. So 1 crochet is equal to 2 quivers. Half crochet is equal to what? A quiver. So a dotted crochet becomes 1 crochet, which is 2 quivers, plus half crochet, which is what? Another quiver, which gives us 3 quivers in a dotted crochet. Now, a quiver ordinarily is equal to 2 semi-quivers. Now, a dotted quiver is 1.5 its original length. Now, a quiver is equal to 2 semi-quivers. Half of a quiver is a semi-quiver. So what that means is that a dotted quiver, which is 1.5 of its original length, gives you 2 semi-quivers, which is 1 quiver, plus half of a quiver, which is a semi-quiver. That gives you 3 semi-quivers. So a dotted quiver gives you 3 semi-quivers. Now for compound time, the upper figures are 6, 9, and 12. What this means is this. 6 refers to compound duple, 9 refers to compound triple, and 12 refers to compound quadruple. Let's look at the dotted notes. If we take a dotted meaning, for instance, duple has to do with 2, triple has to do with 3, while quadruple has to do with 4. So duple means 2 notes in a bar, triple means 3 notes in a bar, while quadruple means 4 notes in a bar. So if I have a compound duple time using a dotted meaning, so it means I'm going to have 2 dotted meanings in a bar. If I have compound triple, what I'm going to have will be 3 dotted notes in a bar. In this case, I'm using a crochet. Then if I have compound quadruple, what I'm going to have will be 4 dotted notes in a bar. In this case, I'm using a dotted quiver. Now remember, I told you that the notes are either dotted notes or groups of 3 notes. Remember also that a dotted meaning is equal to 3 crochets. So if one dotted meaning is 3 crochets, then 2 dotted meanings will be 6 crochets. 3 plus 3. So we have 6 crochets in a bar, which means 2 groups of 3 notes. This is one group and this is another group, group 1 and 2. Each of these represents a dotted meaning. So duple meaning 2 dotted meanings in this case refers to 2 groups of 3 crochets, and that gives us 6 crochets in a bar. So compound duple time, you will have an example as 6, 4. 6 is the number of beats in a bar, 6. 4 refers to a crochet, giving us 6, 4, 6 crochet beats in a bar. Then let's consider compound triple, having to do with 3 dotted crochets. Now, 1 dotted crochet is equal to 3 quivers. So if 1 dotted crochet is equal to 3 quivers, that means 3 dotted crochets will be equal to 9 quivers. Each of these 3 groups of quivers is equal to 1 dotted crochet. So that gives us 9 quivers. 9 quivers in a bar, and that can be written as 9, 8. Let's consider compound quadruple having to do with 4. In this case, we have 4 dotted quivers. We are going to break it down using the next lower note to a quiver, and that is a semiquiver. So 1 dotted quiver is equal to 3 semiquivers. So if 1 dotted quiver is equal to 3 semiquivers, then 4 dotted quivers will give us 12 semiquivers, because 3 representing 1 of each of these. So with this, we now have 12 semiquivers in a bar. 3 semiquivers representing 1 dotted quiver. Since we have 12 notes in the bar, we write as time signature as 12, referring to the number of beats in a bar. And a semiquaver is represented by the figure 16. 12 representing the number of beats in a bar, and 16 representing semiquaver, which is the note that takes the value of 1 beat in this time signature. Now let's look at examples of compound time. We have for compound duple 6/4, which stands for 6 crochet beats in a bar. 6/8, which stands for 6 quiver beats in a bar. 6/16, which stands for 6 semi-quiver beats in a bar. For compound triple, we have 9/4, which stands for 9 crochet beats in a bar. 9/8, which stands for 9 quiver beats in a bar. 9/16, which stands for 9 semi-quiver beats in a bar. And then finally, we have a compound quadruple, and examples are 12/4, which stands for 12 crochet beats in a bar. We have 12/8, which stands for 12 quiver beats in a bar. We have 12/16, which stands for 12 semi-quiver beats in a bar. Now, for the 6/4, 6/8, and 6/16, we have the beat pattern as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. For compound triple, 9/4, 9/8, and 9/16, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then for compound quadruple, which is 12/4, 12/8, and 12/16, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now, the notes that take the value of 1 beat does not determine the tempo of a piece of music. Now, for some persons, they feel that when the note that takes the value of 1 beat is a quiver or semi-quiver, then the tempo will be very, very fast. But it is not so. Remember, we are told that the figure at the top represents the number of beats in a bar, while the figure at the bottom tells us the note that takes the value of 1 beat. So if it is 6/8, it means that quiver represented by 8 takes the value of 1 beat, just as you have it in 6/4, where 4 represents a crochet. In that case, a crochet takes the value of 1 beat. If you have 6/16, we are told 16 there represents semi-quiver, and in that time signature 6/16, it means that a semi-quiver takes the value of 1 beat. It does not mean that it has to be fast. What determines how fast or slow a piece of music should be is the tempo indicated for that piece of music. There are different terms used for indicating tempo. We have andante, we have moderato, we have allegro. So these are what will dictate the tempo of the music, not the time signature.